Well, hello and welcome to Wildcat Week. I'm Roger Alcock, talking women's volleyball first as they hosted the Crossroads League quarterfinals against the University of St. Francis. The Lady Wildcats welcomed the Cougars into Lucky Arena. The Wildcats were the ones to strike first on a block from junior Sarah Caldicott and senior Kylie Portera. The first set was back and forth as the Cougars did take a lead after a long volley and a kill from Carrie Clark from St. Francis. That gave the Cougars a 2-point lead here in the first set. But the Wildcats bounced back rather quickly. See the end of that volley there, but the Wildcats bounced back, finished that first set, winning it 25-19. The Lady Wildcats took control of the second set. A couple great kills from Morgan Miller and Remy Buckner. Wildcats won that second set really in dominating fashion, 25-10. Now in the third set, the Cougars did make a comeback of sorts. We got a win in a nail-biter of a set, taking that third one by a score of 25-23. But then the Wildcats bounced back in game number 4, came away with the victory. The final score of 25-15, so they win that match against the Cougars 3-1. Leading the way for the Wildcats were Morgan Miller with 13 kills, followed by Remy Buckner with 11 kills. Also, sophomore Emily Workman had a total of 26 assists. Senior Katie Holler added 19. Junior Remy Buckner was also named to the Crossroads League, or named as the Crossroads League Attacker of the Week. Well, joining me now is the head coach of the volleyball squad, Candace Moats. And Coach, with that win against the Cougars St. Francis, now it's on once again to the league finals. We know you've been there at least 4 years in a row, but this senior class would love to kind of make it a perfect streak and go out with another tournament championship. And if you want to go to the NAI Nationals, you really have to win this tournament, don't you?
Yeah. The quarterfinals, probably we didn't feel as urgent that match, and it kind of left a distaste in our mouths somewhat with our performance. We got the job done, but there was definitely a long discussion on, hey, we got to come back in the semis, and we're gonna really show that we're ready for this. And it was pretty exciting, and I think that they do have a mission, and they are looking at the result of winning this again.
Well, speaking of the semifinals, we're going to take a look at some highlights of that semifinal matchup against Huntington. And really, the ladies came out with a mission, won this one 3 straight sets, dominating fashion.
It just, like, I didn't see them play as good a volleyball as I did during this night. It was really fun to coach. Actually, we didn't have to coach. It was fun to watch.
Well, you see Remy Buckner, but leading your way on the evening, Bianca Cifaldi had 15 kills. Sarah Caldicott had 12. I haven't seen your team play a lot this year, but enough times to know you've got some depth on this team, and it's different people each night that can lead.
Yeah, that's the, I think, striking factor that we have is, somebody might say, okay, let's stop the middles, and we kind of say, go ahead. Mm-hmm. We've got 4 pins that are just going to crush it, or let's spread our block out and try to just help in the middle, and our middles are so fast that they can't do that. So it's kind of a win-win, and I'm looking forward to seeing, as we've been continuing to get better, I'm looking forward to seeing what that result might look like against Mount Vernon.
Well, then, as we saw there, in the first set, Indiana Wesleyan wins 25-16. Second set, you jump out here again, and Huntington, you guys were playing ahead the whole night, and that's a confidence booster too.
Yeah, there was only in the third set really any threat of them like getting some inspiration, and even then we didn't even call timeout because we did not want to show any lack of confidence, because we knew that these girls had it, and it just was some mishaps that they were doing, kind of junking us a little bit, that kind of got us out of rhythm. And we found it back really quick, and I was just, like I said, I sat and watched the match. It was really pretty fun to just be sitting on the bench and being the coach.
So Morgan Miller with a nice kill there after a long volley, but Great night for Katie Holler as well. 31
Yeah.
assists. She had a really steady game.
Katie, I love when a senior just decides, let's get this done, and that's what it's going to take. Is we've kind of struggled back and forth the whole season, kind of like who's going to step up. We've kind of haven't really had a lot of individuals. We've had here and there, but it seems like Katie Holler, along with the junior class of leaders that I have right now, are really on a mission, and that's cool.
Well, we move now into that third set, and as you mentioned, a little bit of a threat early there from Huntington. They took a brief lead there, but now as we move along later into this set, you guys start to take control once again.
Yeah, we kind of talked a little bit about, what are they doing that's kind of creating this, and they were all kind of like, well, it's not really what they're doing, it's kind of what we're not doing. So they kind of refocused again and just kind of got it back together. So it's really just about us. It wasn't what they were doing to us.
Well, it had a great crowd there actually for the final home game. And
it was kind of neat too. The Forsters really brought out a huge, enormous amount of time. And Mark, the athletic director said it's probably because they had a good thing going right now, and it inspired the school, but our crowd was awesome.
Well, this means you go to the Crossroads League championship game. You have to go on the road to Mount Vernon Nazarene. You tied with them for the regular season championship, but they win the tiebreaker. You guys split. It was very evenly split throughout the season. They won at home. You won at home.
Yep.
So you're looking forward, though, to the challenge and the opportunity.
We've been in this place before where, not often, but we've been in this place before where we've slipped up a little bit and we've had to travel and go play a championship. And, the results that I've seen is we're going to play where we play, and it's about us playing at an excellent level and being on a mission and executing really strongly. And so I don't think it's going to be a big factor. It's their homecoming, so they're going to have a big crowd, but we're hoping the basketball tournament that's there all day, because our match isn't until 8 p.m. at night. We're hoping that the fans will kind of be burnt out by the time we get to our match, and so we won't have as many people in the gym. Who knows?
Well, we'll find out. Well, we certainly wish you the best of luck.
Thank
and
you.
Hopefully I'll be talking to you about another league championship.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right.
Be
Well,
awesome.
excuse me, sorry about that. But when we come back, we'll look at highlights from men's soccer quarterfinals victory, and I'll also be joined by men's soccer head coach Luke Sanford and also senior Keaton Albert. So stick around. Well, welcome back to Wildcat Week. The men's soccer team played host to the Crossroads League quarterfinals as they welcomed the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene to campus. The Wildcats struck early in the first half of this contest as freshman Samuel Conti took the initial shot that was saved by the Mount Vernon keeper, and then senior Corey Lopez was there for the rebound to give IW the 1-0 lead. Well, then Indiana Wesleyan took that lead into halftime, where the Wildcats outshot the Cougars 5-4 in the first half. Then in the second half, it was quiet until Sam Conti once again played the ball over the Cougars' back line, where Corey Lopez again gained possession and beat the keeper for his second goal of the match. The Wildcats beat the Cougars by a final score of 2-0 and move on to face Grace College in the Crossroads League finals. Also, senior Corey Lopez was named the Crossroads League Offensive Player of the Week. Well, I'm now joined by the men's head soccer coach, Luke Sanford, and also by Crossroads League Player of the Year, senior Keaton Albert. And so, guys, congratulations. Once again, a trip to the league championships. And Keaton, as a senior, you've been there every year. That's got to be, I don't want to say expected, but it's got to be a goal now every year to make it to this point.
Yeah, it's a fun time to make it all the way through. It's an exciting game, and when you get there, the playing level's the same. No matter who's better or who's not better, it's always a great game.
Coach, I know in your first year here, we talked a little bit about this kind of early part of the season, some new faces, new strategies.
Yeah.
You guys actually dropped one to Grace on the road, but really, I don't want to say that was a turning point, but after that game, I think your defense has really found its place. I don't know how many shutouts this year now, but that was a turning point, and from that point, I think you've only lost 2 games.
Yeah, it was a turning point. I think if you ask Keaton, he'd probably say it was a turning point. To be fair, we actually played pretty well against Grace the first time. They caught us on the break a few times. We didn't capitalize on some chances, and those are going to be things that are going to be huge this time around. I think, as a new coach, I'm learning the importance of having home field advantage, and certainly being able to play at home on Saturday is going to mean a lot for us.
Oh, absolutely. Talked a little defense, but Josh Gepper in goal, he's been pretty stout. 8 saves against or in that quarterfinals matchup. I mean, he had a great game for you guys.
Yeah, Josh has come on really well late in the season here. He's been solid. He's been consistent. He's made good decisions with his distribution. The reality is, and Corey, Offensive Player of the Week, the reality is we're winning both boxes. So we're keeping the ball over our net and taking advantage of our chances, and that's the difference maker at this time of year.
I saw a stat, and I think it's true, but it says in the month of October and since, in those 10 matches, your team has allowed only 2 goals. Does that sound right?
Sure. Yeah. We don't get too hung up on stats. Stats that are pretty important for us is pass count. We want to have a high pass count. For us, things that we had 250 passes in the first half alone against Mount Vernon. So those are important stats for us. We have the ball a lot. I think one reason we don't get scored on very much is because we have the ball a lot. When 70% of the game we have the ball, that means only 30% of the game they have a chance to score, right? So that's an important stat for us. But yeah, I think we've basically been taking this whole season game by game, and I think since Grace we've really bought into that and have responded well.
Well, Keaton, from a player's perspective, like Coach said, you lost to Grace, but played well in stretches and had some opportunities. I gotta imagine you'd be excited to try to take on a team like that again, or face them again and see if you can't rebound.
Yeah, I always like to say it's unfinished business, especially when we did play against Grace. I don't think we put our best foot forward. We still had some pieces to figure out, but we did play well. And that's just an extra motivator to know that we lost to them at their place, and now they're coming to our place, and this is a very important game. We're so motivated to play them.
Well, Coach, let's play out a couple scenarios. Let's say you guys win this championship match. Then you're looking towards the NAI Nationals.
Correct. Right.
Do you have to win the league championship to qualify for the Nationals?
Yeah, I think
On
so.
the border,
I think so. We're on the board of the top 25 right now. RPI is okay, not great. We dropped a couple of matches earlier on in the season that I think that would come back to bite us if we're going to try to get at large. Do I think that we are a team deserving to be in the national tournament? Absolutely. Do I think that we're a team that can make a run? Yeah. I think of if I were to reverse roles, would I want to play us right now? If I were another team, I wouldn't. We're not giving up goals, and we're taking our chances and scoring a couple of goals per game. So, I think we deserve to be in the tournament. But we do have to win Saturday. It ultimately boils down to that.
Is there a key to Saturday's victory, or you have to get out in front of them, or what will be maybe some of the big keys?
I think almost the opposite of that. I think we have to be patient. They're a team that's going to want to break on us. They want to counter. They're going to want to sit off of us and counter a little bit. And so we're going to have to be patient. Do what we do well, keep the ball a lot, rotate the ball a lot, and ultimately do our defending. I think if we defend well, we're really tough to beat. We have enough attacking pieces, certainly. Both plays there you saw how a guy like Sammy Conti, usually for a freshman you fall off towards the end of the year, right? But he's been brighter in the last few games and has created a lot of chances for us. And so Sammy, Evan, Derek Williams is playing really well right now, and certainly Corey's finishing. So I think we're going to get chances. We're going to create our chances. It's limiting theirs and being smart in the counterattack.
All right. Well, guys, again, thanks for coming on in, talking a little soccer with us. And hopefully we'll be talking next week about another league championship. That'd be great.
Yeah. All students get in free on Saturday. So just to let everyone know, I don't know if any students are watching this or not, but they get in free on Saturday. Whoever wants to come.
That'd be great. All right. Well, again, congratulations on that victory, and good luck to you guys on Saturday.
Thanks, Roger.
Thanks, Roger.
All right. Well, when we come back, I'll be joined by cross-country coach John Foss and talk about the men's cross-country win at the Crossroads League Championships, and we'll preview their run to a national title. Well, welcome back to Wildcat Week. The men and women's cross country teams participated in the Crossroads League Championships at Huntington University. For the women's cross country team, the race for the league title came down to the wire between two top 10 programs in Indiana Wesleyan and Taylor. The Taylor Trojans edged out the Wildcats for a slim 38-42 win over the Lady Wildcats. The ladies were placed 3 runners in the top 8 positions, and all 5 IW scores earned all Crossroads League recognition. Senior Isabel Wharton and senior Angel Ostladil led Indiana Wesleyan with top 5 finishes. Wharton finished with a time of 18 minutes and 54 seconds, and Ostladil was just behind her in 4th place with a time of 18:58. Well, the men's cross country team also participated in the league championships, and the Wildcats raced to another Crossroads League championship with a low score of 32 points on Saturday and defeated runner-up Marion by a total of 36 points. So they really ran away with that title. Leading the way for the Wildcats was sophomore Nino Bellinati with a time of 25 minutes and 33 seconds. Bellinati was the individual runner-up in the 121-runner race. Jacob Ryan King was 3rd, and 3 other runners finished at the top 10 for the Wildcats. So now both the men and women's cross-country teams will partake in the NAIA National Championships in Charlotte, North Carolina, coming up November 21st. Well, after some great results, I'm joined now by the cross-country head coach, Coach Vossen. We're going to get to the guys in a second. Let's talk really quick about the ladies.
Absolutely.
You knew they'd have to put together maybe the run of their season or their lives to beat Taylor, and they almost did it. Ran a great race, just came up that short.
Yeah, it was an exciting race. Taylor was ranked 4th in the nation. They've got some outstanding recruits the last couple of years. And it really came down to 2 of our girls got out-kicked in the last 100 meters. I think 4 seconds swung the other direction, and we would have come home with the championship. So they ran fantastic.
Yeah, I was going to say, you take a look at that. A couple days later, you would have loved to win, but you're pleased with how they ran.
Very pleased. One of the things that we measure is a gap, and our 1 to 7 gap was only like 34 seconds from our first girl to our 7th. Our 1 to 3 gap, you alluded to part of that, but was a total of 6 seconds, and that's a great way to go into nationals.
Well, let's talk about the guys now. 36-point margin over Marion, 2nd place. Pretty dominating performance by these guys, led by Nino Bellinati.
Yeah, Nino and really a crew of seniors that have had a great career. We've won 4 in a row in the league, 12th in the nation last year, and this year they go in ranked 4th, and there's really 6 teams who could win it, and we're one of the 6.
Well, he had 3 runners placed in the top 10. Nino was runner-up. I think Jacob Reinke was 3rd. So, again, depth, running together, talk about gaps a minute ago. How did that measure out for the guys?
Yeah, really the same thing. We have terrific gaps, and they've improved a lot over the year. And even our 6 and 7 runners, our 6th runner was all league at 15th. That was Stephen Osladil. Right behind him, Nathan Garrick just missed all league. They were our 6th and 7th, and their gap between Nino and our 7th was like 1:03. Early in the year, Roger, it was like 2:40. So they've really improved.
Now, what do we know about the course down in Charlotte? Have we run there before, or is this going to be new?
No, we went to pre-nationals back in October. It's a very fast course. There's one kind of quirky hill that scares us a little bit as far as safety. But other than that, it's going to be a lot of fun. And the temperature is supposed to be about 58 degrees, which for runners is ideal.
You have, between the league championships and national championships, basically 2 weeks. What's your approach? How do you train? Can you do too much?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And basically your whole season is set up in 2-week microcycles in training. So we train for 2 weeks, and then we have a meet. We train for 2 weeks and have a meet. But in the initial plan, you want to peak at the national championships. So we kind of ran through the league meet, and now we hope to peak at nationals. And so to peak, we're reducing how much we run as far as distance, and we're increasing the intensity here and there.
All right. Well, Coach, best of luck to your guys and your ladies there as they qualified for nationals as an at-large bid as well. So it should be a lot of fun, and we hope to hear some good news coming from Charlotte.
Me too. Thanks, Roger.
All right. We're going to talk a little men's basketball for a moment here. They faced Cincinnati Christian University on Tuesday, November the 10th. The Wildcats used a 12-2 run early in the game to turn a 1-point deficit into a 17-8 lead 6 minutes into the game. A 13-3 run for IW gave them a 30-16 lead with 7:19 left in the first half. The Wildcats held a double-digit lead the rest of the game for all of but 12 seconds. IW went into the halftime leading 43-29. Then in the second half, the Wildcats doubled their halftime advantage as they led by as many as 28 points. Freshman Grant Zawadzki hit a pair of free throws with 2:54 remaining to give IW an 89-61 lead. The Wildcats came away with the victory by a final score of 92-72. Leading the way for the Wildcats was senior Johnny Marlin, who had a double-double, 11 points, and a game-high 10 assists. Bob Peters led the way in scoring with a game-high of 22 points. Peters was also named the Crossroads League Player of the Week for his efforts. Now, the women's basketball team, they traveled to Cornerstone University to face the Golden Eagles in Grand Rapids, Michigan. The Lady Wildcats led 20-7 at the end of the first quarter, where IW scored the final 16 points of the quarter to pull away early. The Wildcats continued to build their lead during the second quarter as they outscored the Golden Eagles 19-9. IW led 39-16 at the break. Indiana Wesleyan opened the second half on a 10-2 run and extended their advantage to 49-18 with 4:20 left in the third quarter. The 31-point cushion was their largest lead of the game. The Wildcats led by 20 or more points over the final 22 minutes of the contest. Now the Lady Wildcats came away with a victory by a final score of 70-42. Leading the way for the Lady Wildcats were senior Erica Isham and junior Kelsey Key, each scoring 12 points. Well, that's been a lot of sports to talk about today, and that's all we have for you this week. So if you have any comments or suggestions about the show, we'd like to hear from you. You can write us here at the station, WIW-TV, 4201 South Washington Street, Marion, Indiana, 46953. You can also visit our website, WIWTV.com, and you can watch past episodes there or connect with us online. Once again, it's WIWTV.com. Well, we look forward to being back with you next week. So for all of us here, thanks for watching Wildcat Week.